everybody, it's me, John Ward, and I am back with another Dark Park Film Reviews. And on this video, and there's going to be a few of these, because I want to do maybe one per week until Christmas. So there might be 4 videos. I want to basically take a look at every Christmas like movie I own, which are mostly horror films. So probably like the very last one will be films that aren't horror movies, but I just, I own them and they're Christmas films. But I want to also take a look at films that are just not horror movies or slasher movies, but they're films that take place in snow, like during winter. So it could be a drama, comedy, horror. It could be, whatever it might be. I have gone through my collection over and over and over again. And from the last video that I did, my Thanksgiving video, I mentioned I'm rearranging my apartment, and it's still happening. So it's looking pretty messy. So sorry about that. But the good thing is, while I was going through everything, is I found all these movies. And these ones that I have here are particular ones. The other videos will be a little more kind of sporadic on what they are. Some I've seen, some I haven't. But these ones here, I wanted to do this video just on these ones. And I am doing some self-promotion here. So like right in the middle, there's going to be some self-promotion. But the first films that we're going to be talking about, this series, this franchise, is one of the reasons why I made the AXEMAS movies. And there's 2 of those. You can catch them on Tubi. They're also linked down below. You can also catch them on I think they're on like Amazon Prime. They're on YouTube with Kings of Horror. They're a bunch of different places, but Tubi would probably be the best place to watch them. If you want to say, they're only 30 minutes, so they're pretty short. Parts 3 and 4 will be coming out soon. I keep delaying them. And now, because of Terrifier 3, I know exactly what I want to do. I know, thanks to that film, it kind of re-energized me to make parts 3 and 4. So we're going to get those done too. But this franchise and also the Scream movies were the reason why AXEMAS was made in the first place. And we're going to be taking a look at Silent Night, Deadly Night. So this is my Silent Night, Deadly Night collection. These are from Scream Factory, and they even come with a poster that looks just like this. It's over there somewhere. I'm gonna hang it up at some point when I'm done here. But this is a really great. It's a 2-disc collection for Silent Night, Deadly Night, and the funny thing about this is that the Blu-ray is produced by Cliff McMillan, my buddy, and we originally saw this together. I think we went with a couple other people, but we did see this in San Francisco. I think it was at one of these really sleazy, kind of slimy, movie theaters that played like 3 or 4 really bad horror movies. And, you'd have to be careful where you sat because you could sit on a needle. It was one of those types of places. And I think that we saw at the time what was considered to be the uncut version. So I have a little bit of a history with this film. And obviously Cliff does too. So it's got its slipcase here. And then here's disc 1 and 2. So there's the Scream Factory poster, and then that's the original poster. And it is it's got the flip for the cover here. So it's got the double-sided. So you could also use this too. Or this. I love this film. I watch it every year. And now with, this being released, It is the closest to being like the most unrated version. So disc 1 is the theatrical version, and then disc 2 is the unrated version. And there's a whole bunch of special features on this. There is audio commentary, there's interviews, there is a good documentary that talks about the movie called Sleigh Bells Ring, The Story of Silent Night, Deadly Night. And it's got interviews with a bunch of people. So this is a Charles E. Seller Jr. is the one who directed this one. We also, of course, know this for Naughty, and Linnea Quigley being in it, who for a long time said that she was not in this movie when it was clearly her. So this is probably my all-time favorite like Christmas slasher movie. I love this film. God, no, I got to figure out where to put it. We'll put it up here. I don't have anything set up to put these on. Oh, I also have my Garbage Day shirt. This is a shirt that Cliff gave me from when they were doing Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2 over at Scream Factory, and he sent it to me. So I really like this. It's tight. I need to lose weight, but it still fits. And speaking of Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2, this is also from Scream Factory, so it is Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. I also have this poster. This is hanging in my bedroom. So I got that one too. There's the Eric Freeman with the famous line, you know, Garbage Day right there. In fact, it says right here, it's Garbage Day. And it's got its slip jacket. This one is a single disc, but it does have the reverse cover. So there's the original poster. So I hated this movie when I first saw it. Like, I saw it in the theater, and probably at the same sleazy theater that I saw Silent Night, Deadly Night at. And we didn't get it. You know, you didn't get a lot of reasons for certain things being done because, you know, the internet wasn't around or anything like that. You basically had maybe Starlog or Fangoria or one of those magazines, and they didn't really talk about it. It wasn't until much later that, you know, that it came out of what this is about, that Lee Harry, who was the director and editor of this, explained what this movie really was meant to be, which was that the studio wanted to remove Silent Night, Deadly Night from the theaters because it got such bad backlash. And so they said, you know, to Lee Harry, is re-edit the movie, give us a different movie, and that's what we're going to put out. It's just going to be a different film. And then he said, well, give me some extra money and I'll shoot all new scenes. And so that's why, you know, more than half of this film are flashbacks to the original movie and how we got the new footage. So I've come to love this movie once, you know, you kind of know the history of it. And you know, and of course, looking at, you know, Eric Freeman, you know, with his acting, it is you come to, he's originally like the worst actor, and now I think he's brilliant. Now I think he's great. His performance is so eccentric and so awesome that it's amazing. I think it's just amazing. So I almost like this better than the first one because you get the best parts of the first one, then you get these great scenes for the second one, and they're all put together. And I really liked it. So, you know, we get Billy in the first one, and then we get Billy and Ricky in this one. So and this also has a Sleigh Bells Ring Again, the story of a Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. And it's got a whole bunch of interviews, and there's just a whole bunch of different stuff on here too. So this has become one of my all-time favorite go-to Christmas movies. And like I said, it's once I learned the history, it changed the entire movie for me. So I really love this film. I don't care what people say. So that's part 2. Then Vestron brought this out. I am so happy with this. The only thing that bums me out is that Scream Factory didn't bring out part 3. I was really hoping for a figure, and I got both figures, both Billy and Ricky, and those are coming up. I would have loved to have had the Bill Moseley figure where his head is in the dome and you see his brain. I think that would have been a great figure to have. But Vestron Video brought out the Vestron Video Collector's Series. So it's the Silent Night, Deadly Night collection. And this has parts 3, 4, and 5. The ironic thing about this is that Mickey Rooney is in part 5, The Toy Maker, and he went on record, you know, being like a kid actor, saying how disgusting the original movie was. And then I guess he needed a paycheck, and so he was in part 5. And I don't, you know, it doesn't seem to be one of those movies where they made it under a different title and then slapped on Silent Night, Deadly Night 5. All these movies were made with these titles. So it's not like the Amityville movies where somebody makes a film and then later they're like, oh yeah, we'll just call it an Amityville movie, and they slap the title on it. These are Silent Night, Deadly Night movies. And so I really like all of these. I like them to different degrees. I am probably, my favorite one would still be part 3. That's the one with Bill Moseley. And then you also have the Initiation, which is part 4. That has Clint Howard. That deals more with like witches and covens. This is more of a direct sequel to parts 1 and 2. And then Toy Maker is just kind of on its own, if I remember correctly. I also really like the box for this. It follows more of the posters for parts 1 and 2. The poster for part 3 I like, but it's the main actress, the main girl on it. It would have been nice to have more Santa, you know, or, you know, Bill Moseley. So this is it here. I'd like to get a poster of this. They did a really good job on this. They also did The Dentist, parts 1 and 2. They did a good job on that too. So, and then also got the digital copy here. So here is Silent Night, Deadly Night 3. And then you get Silent Night, Deadly Night 4 and Silent Night, Deadly Night 5. What's nice is that they're all on their own disc. That I really appreciate. It's actually kind of heavy. My only thing with part 3 is I really think they got the characters confused. Because for part 3, it, you know, which is also, its subtitle is Better Watch Out, is they say it's Ricky, but I have a feeling that they think that it's Billy. I don't know, I could be wrong, but I really think that they got the characters confused. But I don't know, maybe I need to watch it again. But I remember watching it a couple times and thinking, they're confusing Ricky with Billy. So yeah, so I don't know. So maybe I'm wrong with that. But that was my impression. So Silent Night, Deadly Night 3, it's got audio commentary, it's got interviews. It's directed by Monty Hellman. He had said in an interview that this was his best movie because it went off without a hitch. Like, it was really well organized and planned. A lot of people find this to be boring. I could see their point of view because it's just Bill Moseley walking around in a basically in like a hospital gown. Sometimes he has the Santa hat over his head, but it would have been nice to really see him in that Santa Claus suit. Maybe kill somebody with a suit and then put the suit on. But he's mostly in the hospital gown or other clothes. So there's audio commentary on each film. Looks like there's interviews on each film. There's a trailer, still gallery, special effects. It's I just think this is a great collection. Brian Yuzma directed Silent Night Deadly Night Part 4, which does feel like a more like a full moon movie. And then Part 5 is directed by Martin something. I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name. It'd be a waste of time. This is digitally restored. And I was so happy when this came out. I bought it the first day. It was on sale, which was nice. But I immediately had to go out and buy this. So this was like, I couldn't believe that these 3 movies were available, especially on Blu-ray. Like, who would think that? Putting the Silent Night, Deadly Night movies out, because, if I could get this in here, there we go. So these are the Blu-rays, like the really nice special edition Blu-rays and stuff. Before that, there were the DVDs. And so this is what, I actually think I owned Silent Night, Deadly Night on VHS, and I might have owned Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 on VHS. I don't think I owned a Part 3. But this is the DVD for Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 1 and 2. And it's the Christmas Survival double feature. It's a 2-disc, original unrated version. And as you can see, this kind of matches that a little bit better. This is from Anchor Bay. And its special features are, you get an audio interview with the director, you get poster, still gallery, and Santa's Stalking of Outrage. It says, this motion picture was previously released in a version rated R. This unrated version contains material different than the original R-rated version. So this is not rated. And then for Part 2, you get the special features on that are audio commentary with the director, the writer, and one of the actors. That's James Newman, who played the psychiatrist. The theatrical trailer, poster, and still gallery. One thing I really like about this is it's got the DVD-ROM of the original screenplay. That I thought was pretty cool. And then it says here, gratuitous, it's not coming out right. Sex, so gratuitous, you guys know what I'm saying. I just cannot, it's my freaking brain, man. Sex, unspeakable gore, and 2 sadistic serial killing Santas. So, also, both of these are on their own discs. So we're doing good. So that had been out for a while. And then I found this. I was at Fry's Electronics, which sadly does not exist anymore. Boom, immediately picked it up because this was the only way of getting it. Unless you got like a bootleg or something. Or I guess the VHS tapes, you could get those too. But as far as something like a DVD, this is how you would get parts 3, 4, and 5. I don't see it a lot with the slip jacket anymore. I just see it like this without it. So when I did find this at Fry's with the slip jacket, I bought it immediately. Love that cover. You might recognize it from AXEMAS. I stole this for AXEMAS 1 and 2, and it's going to be used for 3 and 4 also. I just love the look of this. So it's Silent Night, Deadly Night. It's a 3-disc set. Includes 3 films: Better Watch Out, The Initiation, and The Toy Maker. He sees you when you're sleeping. And it's funny, it even says AXEMAS right here. The AXEMAS They'll Never Forget includes 3 chilling films. And unfortunately, the worst thing about this is that they're full screen. They're not widescreen. So it's they're more like this instead of like this. So you are missing picture. But I believe that even though they're DVDs, they're probably the VHS transfers. So, and I don't think there's any special features on these at all. I think it's just the movie. So there's part 3, part 4, part 5, and like it said, they're all separate, so they're all on their own disc. So we're still doing really well with all of that. This is stuff, even though, you know, I'll most likely watch the Blu-rays, I'm never getting rid of this stuff. Never. So for the hell of it, because I'm a collector and I'm a geek and a completionist, I did pick this up. It has a couple movies on it I don't have, so I figured why not? And it's a 4-film collection. And it does have part 3 for Silent Night, Deadly Night. But it also has My Best Friend is a Vampire. It's got Repossessed, the Exorcist spoof, and then the uncut version of Slaughter High. So Vestron did do a version. Is this Vestron? It's Lionsgate, but I know Vestron did one of their collector's ones for My Best Friend is a Vampire, I think. I don't know if one was done for Repossessed. This I do own on a DVD is the uncut version. I really wish that Vestron or somebody would release an uncut copy of Silent Night, Deadly Night 3. There is a scene that is on YouTube that says it's uncut, but I'm not sure if it's uncut or not. But it does say it's uncut. It's where Bill Moseley, Ricky, kills a nurse as he's leaving the hospital. But this is not a bad little set. So I decided to pick it up. And now we're getting into where the movies are like 2 per disc. So I think you flip it. Yeah, side A and side B. At least they didn't shove them all onto one disc. So, and I don't think there's any. Yeah, it doesn't list any like special features or anything like that. Then to round off the Silent Night, Deadly Night is the remake of Silent Night, Deadly Night. I believe there's a brand new one coming out, which is more supposed to be more like the original movie. This is Stephen C. Miller. I love this remake. I think it's a great remake. I love the idea of him going around with a flamethrower. I think is awesome, especially in snow. I would love to see a sequel to this. I think this is just awesome. And I think he did a great job on it. This is one of those things where it's so different, but that's okay. There's still references and little things to more towards part 1, but I think there's a couple little nods to part 2. I really like this film. I love it. I think this is a great remake, and more people can, if they watch this, then they'll understand how to do a remake that is different, that is still really good. And you get the what is this? It says Blu-ray, Silent Night. So there's the Blu-ray. What is this? Oh, God, my hand's blocking it. A Blu-ray DVD combo pack. So Blu-ray DVD. And the special features on this are silent night, behind the scenes, and deleted scenes. So this is definitely, yeah, you got to check this one out. Now we're going to get into, so these are the figures. So when you bought the from Scream Factory, the Blu-ray, you got a poster and you got a figure. And that's what I did. So this is the Billy figure. He stays in the box. He does not come out of the box. He looks great. I mean, he even looks just like the actor, too. And he's got the beard is plastic, but his outfit is fabric. And he's got the axe right there. I think that's it. He just has an axe. Yeah. I've never taken him out of the box, so I don't know if his hat comes off. It might come off, or maybe not. It kind of looks like it comes off, but I'm not sure. But yeah, so this is the Billy figure. And then same thing when you bought part 2, the poster and the Blu-ray, you got, oh, the Ricky figure. Oh no. His hat came up. Come on, hat. Get back over there. Well, at least you can see his face. So here he is. Is that supposed to sit on top of his head? But you could take it off because he doesn't always wear the Santa hat. I think the Billy one looks better, and the box is more detailed. There's a lot of black on this one, but I still really like this. The coat is different in its fabric. The hat is, it looks plastic, but at least you can take it off and put it on. There is the axe, and then you do get a hand that can hold, I guess, either the axe or a pistol. So you get a pistol right there. So one of his hands can come off. But yeah, now his hat's all messed up. So now we're going to get into a little self-promotion. Like I said, the Silent Night, Deadly Night, and Scream are the reasons why I made AXEMAS. And I'm very proud of these films. And these are like the little movies that just keep happening. They keep getting reviewed. I keep doing interviews for them. They just kind of get a little bit bigger every year, which is really nice. So, which is why I really need to get on to parts 3 and 4. And so you can get these through Screamtime Films on their website. You can also get them through Wild Eye Releasing, but they have different titles. So I think because it was on part 1 was on Frames of Fear 2, and then part 2 is on Frightmare. I'm not sure if Frightmare is on Wild Eye, but I know that Brutality is the anthology that Axemas is on. But if you go to Screamtime Films, which is Todd Fallon Cook, Brad Twigg has the other ones. You can either get a part of a anthology with Brad or get a single from Todd. And so here, this is AXEMAS. And so there's Todd's logo, there's my logo, the Dark Park Films, got pictures of the characters. So it doesn't say it on the box, but there is audio commentary. There's like a 70, the film's only 30 minutes, but you get like a 70-minute behind the scenes. You get posters, still galleries, trailers. You get a lot of stuff. I'm very happy with this. And it also came out, so it's the same here, but it's actually a little brighter on the back. So I think this might be the original. And, or this could be the second time that it came out. This is like a second printing. So it's a little different. It's got the white with the blood on it instead of the picture. So this one, so they're like that. So I think this might be the original, and then this is now the second printing. You can see, yeah, it's a little. Hey, everybody, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. StreamYard just froze on me, and so I had to stop the recording and then come back and do it again. So I think I was showing you guys the insides of these to show you the difference here. So, and I think if I'm right, this was the original, and this is like the second printing of it. And there's a difference with the boxes too. Is so these look pretty much the same, but it's these. So you can see one's a little darker than the other. So that's the AXEMAS. So that's AXEMAS 1. And then AXEMAS 2. A lot of people liked AXEMAS. I was asked, are you going to be doing a sequel to it? I wasn't sure what to do since, well, I kind of killed off our bad guy at the end of the first film. So what do? Well, you basically bring in a new killer, and that's what we did. So Ashley Campbell comes back in part 2, and then John Seymour, who was killed in the first one, who was the killer Santa. We then bring in Drew Marvick, and so that would be AXEMAS 2. And in this one, oops. So I like AXEMAS 2 better. And it's a double disc. So there's disc 1 and disc 2. And I keep this in here because I'm in this film here called Clown Motel Massacre, which hasn't come out yet. Philip Tricky, OGP. And this is, I think, probably one of the only cards left for this. I initialed it on the back because we were handing them out to people, and I played the killer clown. So since Philip worked on part 2, I just keep it right in here. So I wanted to do this as a big special edition type of thing. And so it's got lots of extras. Thank you, Todd. And it has 5 audio commentaries. It has behind the scenes. It's got another like 70-minute behind the scenes, poster reel, photo reel, trailers. So the first movie was made like 2017, and then this one was like 2019. I think we made it like a year, maybe a little year later, year or two later. And I'm really proud of this one. It's where AXEMAS is a one location movie, and it was kind of my first film. This, I think, was more mature. It has more locations, more characters. I think everything is just better in part 2. I love both, but if I had to do a Sophie's choice, I would have to pick. I'd have to send AXEMAS 2 away. I'm sorry, I'd have to send AXEMAS away and keep AXEMAS 2. But I really enjoy both. Right after this, I did do Meathook Massacre 4. But this one even has, so the front and the back are the same, but same type of thing. Except that has no blood, this has blood. So each one has its own. wants to keep falling out. Just like the first one. So I think this was the first printing, and then this one was like the second printing. And then lastly for this, let me make sure that card doesn't get all messed up. You can also get from Screamtime Films this box set. You can pick a cover. It doesn't have to be AXEMAS. I picked AXEMAS for obvious reasons. But you can get movies with it. I believe it's 10 films. And it's called the Screambox DVD Collection. And you pick 10 movies. And they get sent to you in this box set. So on the front is AXEMAS. And on the back is Another Evil Night. And you get them in these little sleeves here. So I wanted AXEMAS again. So I got AXEMAS, AXEMAS 2, got Bloody Drama, Curse of the Slasher Nurse, In the Devil's Courthouse, Johnny Ghoulish Escapes from Cretinville, Semester's End, Remy's Demons, Within the Woods of the Undead County, and Sleepover. So they all come like this. At least they did at the time. And then they just sit in this box here. Miranda Dudley, my effects artist, is always amazed at how well AXEMAS has done, that we can actually get like a little box set and AXEMAS is on the cover there. So she's really proud of this series too. She'll be back for parts 3 and 4. So since the video was interrupted, I thought that I would then go and grab some of the other ones that I was talking about. So AXEMAS was originally, so thanks to Brad Twigg and Todd Cook, that's how these things got done. And so AXEMAS is on Frames of Fear 2. Like I had mentioned, so this is it here. There's Ashley back there. And then this is like a limited edition. So this one is signed by some of the directors because this is an anthology. Both of these are now out of print. The director of one of the shorts, The Last Days of Livermore, signed this and sent it to me. So I keep it inside the box. And then you get these kind of like postcard type things here from Brad's other movies. So this, like I said, you can't get anymore because it became this, Brutality. So this is, Wild Eye releasing. It's part of their Wild Eye Raw and Extreme unrated. Cover has nothing to do with the movie, but that's okay. And it actually has 2 pictures from AXEMAS, which I thought was pretty cool. There's Ashley and then there's John. So I was happy about that. And it's funny, as Miranda, she always plays a dead body in my movies. We try to get her dead and all this stuff. I think maybe 2 films she's not dead. But she's dead in AXEMAS. And they actually listed her as a cast member, which I thought was funny. She's a dead body, but they listed her as a part of the cast. So, which technically she is. But they also list Ashley Campbell and Lindsay Cruz too. But yeah, so that's, this is it here. It's like a big bloody glob of a head, I think. I like how the hole goes right in her mouth. So those are, that's another way of getting it. And then AXEMAS 2 also came out on, like I mentioned, FRIGHTVISION, but I don't think Wild Eye has released this. At least not that I know of. So this is it here. And this kind of, in a way, ended up being like the John Ward anthology, because it also has, there's a picture from AXEMAS 2, Mark Justice. And so it also has my short film Green Mist, which is also known as Skull Evil. It's called the Noir Cut. It's in black and white, and it's a slightly different version. I wanted to kind of do like a Twilight Zone type of thing. You also get AXEMAS 2 interviews. I was able to get interviews with basically, I think, almost everybody, pretty much. And then has the Chapman Storage commercial that I shot for something else, but I use it for the AXEMAS stuff too. And then trailer. So there's a lot of other people in here. I'm in one or two of the other shorts in here, which is why I kind of call it the John Ward anthology. I'm in this anthology right here. So, and then when I was sending them out to people, I signed it. This is the original poster. I don't think this is, yeah. So this is pretty good because you get a lot of stuff. But both Brutality and Fright Vision are also on Tubi, so you can catch it there. Now, to move past AXEMAS, this is the other thing that I wanted to focus on, which was another Silent Night series, and that is Silent Night, Bloody Night. There is a part 3 by Will Colossal that I don't have yet. I don't think it's available yet. It might be. I'm not sure. But I do want to pick that up. It's done through Retrosploitation. And so because I own the other stuff, I want to own that one too. So I own the original Silent Night, Bloody Night, which was made in the 70s. And this is one that I really like. I mean, it's also right there. I mean, you got John Carradine, so you can't go wrong there. And this is done through Film Chest. Yeah, 1973. So this was pretty good. It's public domain, so you can pretty much watch it anywhere. But this is an HD restoration from 35mm film elements. Says a Film Chest restored version. So this is probably the best version that you can get of this. And then they did a, in the UK, they did a remake called Silent Night, Bloody Night, The Homecoming. And this is through MVD Visual and Elite. Oh, are there any? Yeah, it doesn't list any special features or anything. I don't think there are. Maybe a trailer or something. This has director and producer commentary, production stills, and trailer. So now, through Retrosploitation, I picked this up. I got a poster. Yeah, that folds up. I think I got a couple posters from this because I made a couple. But I got a poster. I got a journal. Then there was some postcards with like the lobby cards on them that were all sent to me. And they came with, I'll show this first. So this is a double feature video cassette or VHS. So it has, here's part 2. So Silent Night, Deadly Night, part 2, Revival. This is directed by Dustin Ferguson. Here's part 1. It's got this clear case on it. I have never played this because I'm afraid that it will get damaged in my player. It looks like it's done on LP mode, which is the 4-hour mode. So there's the EP, which is 6-hour. Then there was LP, which is 4 hours. And then there was SP, which was 2 hours. So I guess to fit both films on here, they did it on LP. At least that's what it looks like from the length of the tape. So I'm assuming maybe you watch part 1 and then part 2 is right after it, or maybe because part 2 is brand new, you see that first and then you go into part 1. I'm not sure. But this is 2016, distributed by Retrosploitation, and then it's New Wave Independent Pictures. So I thought that this was pretty cool because it's John New Wave, and he's done stuff like this for other movies, like some of the Sleepaway Camp films, and one of those I worked on. And this is the actual DVD for Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 Revival. And I have it signed. Yeah, I have it signed by one of the actors. But it's got Jennifer Runyon Corman, Julia Farrell. I like this poster. So I made I did a copy of it, and then I did a copy of this one too, just of this area here. So I really dig that poster. So there might be, you know, I got this a long time ago, so they might have actually, you know, done improvements on these. There's our Killer Santa. And it says unrated. Yeah, written by John Kleiza. I think I'm saying his name right. But I gotta tell you, so yeah, 2015. So Dustin and I don't get along anymore. We used to be really good friends. We're not friends anymore. I am not one of those people that will just go and just bash on everything that he did because we're not friends anymore. I still think he's made some good movies. I think that he does quantity over quality, but every once in a while something does pop up. And I liked this, even though this does have the traditional Dustin Ferguson habit of showing a lot of stock footage. I shouldn't say stock footage. I should say footage from the first movie. So maybe I don't mind that as much because I like Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. And that has, you know, like 50 minutes of old footage and maybe only 30 minutes of new footage. This is kind of the same thing, is because Silent Night Bloody Night is public domain. Excuse me. He could use all this footage. So, pardon me. So, I like the movie. I think he did a good job with like shooting it, with editing it, with sound. I like the actors that are in it. I enjoyed it. And then Will Clausel made part 3. So at some point I would like to make another like Killer Santa Claus film that's separate from AXEMAS, and maybe I don't know, maybe I could do Silent Night Bloody Night 4. Since I did Meat Massacre 4, why not do Silent Night Bloody Night 4? But even with all the criticism that Dustin gets, he does have a fan base, and so I do recommend this one. But just beware that there is a lot of footage, reused footage from the first film in this. But like I said, I didn't mind it. I actually thought it was pretty good. So, and I think that's it. Is that it? Did we make it to the end? I think we made it to the end. Yeah, we made it to the end. That's it. That's everything. And we didn't freeze again. Yay for not freezing. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. And then next week, I'm going to see about releasing another one of these where I'm going to select certain Halloween, certain Christmas movies that I own. And then we'll just kind of whittle that all the way down to ones that are not necessarily horror films or slasher films or anything. So, okay, I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching this, and I will see you on the next video. And always remember to have a good holiday and a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and all that stuff. And you know what? I say both. I don't care. Have a Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. You know, doesn't matter to me. Whatever you celebrate. So go out and have a great garbage day. That's what you should have. Go out and find people that are putting out their trash and just yell out garbage day. Don't bring a gun, but just go out and yell garbage day to them. They'll find that weird enough. All right, everybody. I'll talk to you and see you on the next one. Okay, bye.